Hello everyone, welcome back in. This is section 2 of Okku's class. We are finally in the first class of section 2. That's going to be 2.1, how to start character concept design. So welcome in guys, it's been a couple days. I had a festival that I went to yesterday, otherwise I would have uploaded all these videos. And then over the past couple days I've been having some stuff going on. I got a wisdom tooth removed, so I've been recovering a little bit. It's been kind of a pain trying to get these videos out, but otherwise, you know, I'll keep these videos mainly on time. I just want to clarify, thank you guys for all the views on the video so far. It's doing way better than I thought it was. It's good to see that my content's actually possibly helping some people, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from you guys, which is awesome. Getting a lot of interaction and hearing your guys' thoughts, which is exactly what I was aiming for. I'm hoping to spread a conversation about these courses and just talk about our thoughts regarding these and if they're helpful or not. Possibly help other people as well. So it's awesome to see that you guys are really enjoying the videos. I'll be trying to push out more content for you guys as well, which is what I wanted to go over as well a little bit. And I'll do that in all the next video and all the rest of the series here. So I've been working on a couple of things over these past couple of days. I've got a new outro finally, because I was too lazy to actually make one until now, and it's not anything crazy, but I'm going to be building it over time. So hopefully you guys will have better navigation between these videos if you guys want to refer back, or if later viewers are just binging through them, trying to look through the content. I'm also changing the thumbnails a little bit. The background is a little bit noisy in my opinion, and on top of that I don't think the font really stands out a bit, so I might do some tampering with the thumbnails. So hopefully it'll be a bit easier to see from a general view if people are just scrolling through playlists or through my videos on my channel, so they're not squinting at their monitor trying to read the title. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be focusing on making new content alongside all my video and class reviews. I want to push more of my own creative endeavors, as well as push into other territories where I feel like I can help and provide my insight to things that I know that I think can help you guys, both on your art journey, with some things that can help in both your professional and personal journeys, hopefully. But in any case, as you guys can tell, this is section 2.1, how to start character concept design, and it is fairly small. It was a really short lecture to start section 2, but I was looking at through the rest of section 2 from Okku's class, and it was fairly long, so this is not going to be often. It was mainly more so just a really quick rundown of a really important note to consider while moving forward through the rest of our course. And if you guys are in the document, as you can tell, just very faintly on the left here, I added an outline. So those that are in the document and will prefer the document at that, they'll get a lot better navigational tools for them as well, alongside the video viewers. So hopefully that helps all of you guys who are interested in this content, and let's get this started. So the main aspect that we learned from section 2.1 was the focus on commercial and aesthetic aspects, and it was really sort of describing the mentality that Okku has in mind as she begins her iterative design process. So she focuses on commercial and aesthetic aspects as mentioned, and you're more likely to be inspired by what you like or what interests you. So she tries to compel the viewer and help them understand that. And she shows a really cool resource in past drawing of hers, and she goes through sort of the context and resources and references that she used, and it's honestly really insightful to see sort of how she built up into this finished project and sort of the brainstorming that went on behind it. And she gives a little bit of insights like these, as well as she mentions other things like after compiling your elements or likes to create rough drafts and iterate. The example was kind of symbolic in a way. So she took, I think it was the Pope, and her design was focused mainly on the different aspects and clothing of the Pope, as well as a couple of fashion apparel choices from, I think, like the 2018 Met Gala or something. But otherwise, she was compiling these elements into her project design, and there were elements that she wanted to incorporate, which is what these mean by elements here. It's sort of the bigger concepts that she know for certain she wanted to encapsulate in her project that she was working on. So considering feeling, context, and atmosphere, specific designs and details can be incorporated, which is really going to come down to these 2 points that I think are the biggest takeaways here, which I didn't put on the summary. I'll update that right now. Alrighty. So we're back. Make sure to recall and save ideas that would make drawing. So this is a really good passive note that she mentions, which I agree. Not just in the sense of, yeah, I really respect this lecture in the course, but also it's good to kind of carry like a note journal or even just a note-taking app. You'd be surprised the amount of things that kind of run through your head if you're not really paying attention, that you may daydream, think about in passing, that you'll just forget in a couple minutes, which might serve as really good creative resources for you later in the future, whether you're just designing something like Okku is, or if you're actually making a personal work. but the big takeaway element here is to put world building over visual elements first. And she kind of mentions this in her own character designs, that it's really important that first and foremost the character establishes itself within the context of the media that it's going to be represented in, rather than what it looks like first and foremost. So even if your robot character cyborg thing looks really cool and as a design choice, if it's for a medieval style RPG, the company will probably reject the design choice. You know, it's important to consider context when building this first. And so she considers this statement when she says to put world building over visual elements first. Your character should be able to tell a narrative, and we see this in a lot of the other courses as well, but your character should tell a narrative first and foremost, and then have the visual elements be designed around that central theme for the character. And it was really cool. She showed a character that she had started with. It was a very dark themed character that had a whole bunch of design elements from things like crows, different fashion stylistic choices that she had mentioned, as well as color. And then she pretty much created the inverse character from that initial character that she made. So she ended up with two characters that thematically and visually were polar opposites to each other. And it made for a really interesting contrast, as well as really striking characters, which I think is key to Okku's central character design. So the summary here is to, when designing, design around a purpose and to be intentful with design choices, and to start broad with a wide sweep of considerable elements and then narrow down in design choices. As much as I don't feel like a lot of the elements here, although very few, can be expressed in so little words, this was about my best that I could to try and summarize the really good key takeaways here. To be honest, this was kind of the course that is more visual in nature. So for those who are actually walking through the course, possibly with me or in the future, you'll understand this is more of a visual aspect, and this is sort of more of a narrative storytelling from Okku rather than a educational class, at least for this this class itself, 2.1. From what I could tell in the other lectures, are going to be much longer and educational in intent, but otherwise this is a really good, short, sweet class for her insight regarding building character design. And the self-assigned homework that I thought was appropriate is to pretty much do what she did in terms of writing a character. So we don't want to be designing a character just yet in terms of walking through Okku's class, just because we don't know a lot of the art fundamentals and really representing our ideas on paper. But at the very least, we can kind of flesh out the concept that she kind of worked with in writing. And therefore, once we really do that, it'll be easier to take that concept and port it to drawing once we have the skills to do so. So the self-assigned homework is to list a design of two characters, the first using elements and themes to build a visual narrative and design, and then the second using the opposites of the reference themes / elements, which is really just going to be design your own character in writing. You know, you don't need to be drawing this character, but just list around, kind of describe this original character of yours, and then pretty much designing a rival character for them, and describe aspects of their visual storytelling. So what elements that you implement are going to create a visual design choice for you. You know, if your hero character, I guess, your first character is a hero that really respects other heroes, let's say, you know, hypothetically in terms of the context, they look up to other heroes. So they include other heroes from their own universe into their own visual design. How can we see aspects of that in their own visual design, and how we can compare that to their rival character who might be opposite and stark in nature? So that was a very short 2.1. I'll try and edit this down as much as possible to make this short and sweet, but otherwise it was a really insightful class for Okku's personal design choices and considerations when she's making her own characters. Section 2.2 is going to be coming up pretty soon. It'll probably be a longer video, so stay tuned. Thanks again for all the views and support, guys. Feel free to send them to your friends, family, coworkers, lovers, pets, etc., etc. Anyone that you think could possibly help and benefit from the videos as well, or if you just want to support me, that's cool too. You know, I respect that as well. But in any case, stay tuned to my socials. I'll list them here. That way you guys can stay on top of video updates when I'm getting them out, as well as possibly new content, and get to know me a little more if that's your thing. In any case, I really appreciate you guys watching through this video, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one for Okku's lectures. You guys have a good one.